Welcome back. You're still watching Good Morning Namibia. Now, the youth participation in Climate Action and Sustainable Development Conference is an engaging and impactful event designed to empower young people to take active roles in addressing the pressing issues of climate change and sustainability. Now, the conference serves as a platform for youth voices to be heard and their actions to be amplified in the global sustainable movement. Through interactive workshops, panel discussions, and networking opportunities, the event aims to inspire the next generation to drive meaningful change and ensuring a sustainable future for all. With all the details on that, we're joined in studio by Jesper Kasoma, who is the program coordinator, as well as Maria Valem, who is the media and communications coordinator. Maria, Jesper, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for making time to talk to us.
Good morning, Dapper, and good morning to your viewers.
Right. I want to find out, just talk to us as to why you both found yourselves activists for climate change. Ladies first.
Okay, for me, I think it's very important to solve this issue because I feel like it's an issue that won't be solved by just one group of people. So anybody who can make an effort or who can contribute should contribute. And it's important to me because I see it in our community that, you know, we are experiencing like the effects of climate change. Like Namibia now, where we have the drought, I think it motivated me to, you know, start my journey as an activist and see how I can contribute like to the larger audience, I guess. Yeah.
Amazing. Jesper?
Oh, I mean, climate change is a close-cutting issue and it really affects us all. So for me, I was one of those that can really, that are vulnerable to climate change. So in communities out there, we try to understand what is happening so that we can also explain to our parents how we can adapt to this crisis.
All right. Now, the local conference of the Youth Namibia 2024 is starting today, if I'm not mistaken. Kindly just talk to us about the conference.
Yeah.
Okay. So the local conference of youth is slated to start today. It's happening from 9 o'clock today at the Protea Hotel, first and half, the one opposite NAS. And yeah, we're basically so excited to, you know, get this thing on the, like get this show on the road, to see the youth. We have over 50 delegates that we have traveled to Windhoek from all 14 regions. So we have representation from all 14 regions. And we're so excited to see them. We were with them yesterday and yeah, we're just excited to have meaningful dialogue about,
All right, are they from Africa or from all over the world?
From Namibia. So the local conference of youth is specifically only for a specific country. Okay. So it's localized for that country, and then there's other conferences for the region and so forth.
All right. Yeah. All right. Jesper, the focus is more on the youth participation in climate as well as sustainable development. What do you think are some of the challenges that the youth is facing when trying to participate in climate action initiatives, and also how do you think some of these challenges can be overcome?
Yeah, I'll start with challenge number one, which is finance. So young people at the moment, they are really experiencing difficulty accessing to finances, mainly because they don't have knowledge on how they can access to this kind of finance. And for us as Africa, it's already a challenge to tap into that climate finance initiatives. So what we are doing, we are trying to educate, we are trying to empower, we are trying to come up with initiatives so that we are organized as a force, ensuring that young people can now tap into that finance that is available out there.
All right. Any other challenges apart from finance?
Yeah. Capacity. Capacity is also one of the key issue, and it's something that we are also trying to talk with our local universities, local knowledge transfer, so that they make sure that young people really take climate change serious.
All right. Maria, what role do you think young people play in shaping climate policies as well as sustainable development strategies?
I mean, young people, for example, in Namibia, make up over 70% of the population. I think it would be very interesting to remove them from the conversation because they make up such a large amount of our population. So I would think that young people, especially like Jasper said, if they're capacitated, they are able to form policies that speak to their people, but also speak to the youth specifically. Because with climate change, as much as we have a lot of youth representation, it's not enough yet, especially for Namibia. This is why we even thought of bringing the conference here. It's because we want to ensure that at the global stage, youth representation is there. So first of all, this is like the conference is just like a stepping stone for a long list of things that we would like to do, but we'd like to capacitate them first. So if they have the capacity, they can so forth like go and do policies and so forth. Yeah.
All right. I think we definitely cannot shy away from the fact that there is a gap between the youth in the urban as well as the rural areas of Namibia. But how can we bridge that gap?
That's a very interesting question, because last time I spoke to some of the youth in the rural setting, they were like, no, it doesn't make economical sense for them to be within that setting. But then you see in the urban setting, we already have challenges, how our cities can accommodate some of these youth. So the challenge within the youth that are in the rural is that they want opportunities, but they don't have access to that, and nothing really that speaks to them, nothing that encourages them to stay in those places. So we need to find ways on how we can make sure that young people within rural areas are really given a platform, they are really engaged, so that they would see how they can stay within their rural settings.
All right. But do you think enough is being done? I mean, we are having the conferences, the workshops, so many initiatives are being brought about, but do you think enough is being done in order to just address the issues of climate change?
Yeah, pertaining environmental issues, there are always challenges. There are challenges that are even way beyond us, and we are just young people trying to make a change with our moral is our moral obligation. What I would say is that policies, we must now find ways on how we can support our government to implement policies. And with environmental affairs, public participation is key. And for young people, we are equity holders. And it's up to us really to ensure that we are part and parcel of these whole processes of a policy implementation.
Yeah. Maria, what are some of the economic opportunities for the youth in the sector related to sustainability, perhaps such as renewable energy or environmental conservation?
Okay, I can't really speak to like present opportunities, but what I can say is for us, one of our biggest objectives for this conference is to ensure that at the end of, okay, not the conference which is specifically, but after this conference we're going to have a strategy and action plan. So this strategy and action plan is going to speak to how youth can start green startups and green businesses. So we are trying to mobilize partners and so forth, so that we can even put some of these youth into incubator tanks and like startup projects basically, so that at the end of our strategy and action plan, we really see how we can work with the government as well. And how we're doing that is we're trying, especially with this conference, is to talk about the nationally determined contributions. There are so many of them, and we want to ensure that the youth understand the opportunities within those nationally determined contributions, to see how they can help the government basically reach that. Basically, yeah.
All right. Can you just walk us through the program today? What can the public look forward to?
So we are expecting a keynote address from the EU ambassador, and then our ministry, line ministries will also be there, Ministry of Environment, Ministry of Youth. So after that, we're going to go to adaptation as one of the thematic area, and then mitigation. And you know, just transition is really one of the key agenda to us, as we are trying to move into a low carbon emission initiatives. So we must look up to more adaptation. We want to see how we can adapt, and it's really interesting that this event is happening alongside with the UNDRR, which is United Nations Disaster Risk Reduction. So we can also trying to see how we can tap from the other events that are happening, so we consolidate efforts.
Yeah. So Maria, for the youth that is watching right now, and they're perhaps like, oh, we missed out on this opportunity of attending the conference, will there be more conferences of such nature in the future?
I mean, for the local conference of youth specifically, it's usually once a year, but we are working on getting more funding so that we can have more workshops, also have more youth, you know. For now, we only have 50, but next time we want to get as many people as possible. And for today, we are trying to work on live streaming the event, so we will share that link to our live stream on our social media platforms.
All right. Well, Maria Jesper, thank you so much for making time to talk to us, and we wish you all the best with the conference today.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
All right.